Sophie, the first question I have for you is what made you decide to reach out for support with your PCOS?
I so the whole my whole kind of PCOS journey started from trying for a baby and having some struggles. I'd been on the pill for 15 years, so had no kind of idea that I had PCOS up until I came off the pill, as I think it's pretty common for a lot of women. And then, yeah, after about 6 months or so coming off the pill, my cycle started going quite irregular and then just disappeared completely. And then once I started looking into that and getting some testing done, I realized that I had PCOS. And it was a decision then of, okay, do I just see how it goes, let the NHS do their thing? How long could that take? Or be proactive and actually try and sort it out myself? And I just thought, because my end goal, obviously trying to get pregnant, is not something I want to wait 2 years or something to see what my body does. It was much more of, okay, let's be proactive, let's look into it. And then found you. And yeah, that's where I am. So I would say that it wasn't very long between finding out, probably only about 3 or 4 months of doing the whole testing thing and then making the decision. But for me, it was the right decision to do that.
Yeah. And Sophie, what made you decide to work with me as opposed to doing your own research and trying to deal with your PCOS on your own?
I think the thing that I was always conscious of, and I wasn't sure how it was going to happen, was I eat quite healthily and exercise and have quite a good, healthy lifestyle before I was trying to get pregnant, and then obviously increased by trying to get pregnant. And I was like, where do I go? I'm at my limit of knowing what to do myself. And I was like, I need somebody to tell me and to like really look into the detail and say, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And I just, there's so much information out there, and I'm quite conscious of just Googling and taking on any kind of random article I see. So I thought I'll do the looking for somebody who is a professional in this and it's their area, and hope that would help, which it did.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think I remember that from our discovery call in terms of you felt like you were already doing loads of the things that you read out there and really felt like you say, where do I go from here? Because you were already doing loads of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to hear from your perspective then. Did you feel like there were loads of things that you had to change? How did you find implementing the changes that we discussed, given the fact that you already had such a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, not loads of changes, but lots of small little tweaks and very easy to do. Like they slot really well into my lifestyle already. And like I say, I was already eating quite healthily. So it was more of just, why don't you try this or why don't you swap that, rather than change your whole kind of diet and lifestyle. So I found it relatively easy and still felt like I was like trying new things and being pushed. It wasn't just, oh, you're already doing everything, which is what I was worried that I would be told you're doing everything you can. That's not what you want to hear when you're like trying to figure it out. I was like, I need to be told what else I can do. So it was, yeah, very like lots of, yeah, small little changes, but nothing felt overwhelming or difficult.
Yeah, and I think that's such an important message because PCOS is so nuanced that you can be living a healthy lifestyle and still be struggling with the symptoms because it's about figuring out your PCOS and what your PCOS is going to respond to. And that's what we did through making those small changes and those tweaks. And Sophie, what improvements have you noticed since starting the protocol? You're now finished the protocol, but yeah, what improvements did you notice?
So yeah, pretty immediately within a couple of weeks, I started to see changes in my cycle. So see, I had 5 months of having no periods and nothing happening. And then yeah, a couple of weeks in, I ovulated, which blew my mind that it was going to happen that quickly. And then I've had a yeah, regular cycle every month since. So we're roughly around 30 days or so. And that was my end goal of, this is what I want to get to at the end of the protocol. I didn't ever expect that it would happen from so early on and then happen every single month and still continue to happen. And that was literally my only thing. I was like, I just want to get my cycle back. I don't have too many other symptoms. I had a bit of kind of skin issues on my like shoulders and back, and they've all cleared up within the first month. So yeah, it was mainly just get a cycle back.
Yeah. And how amazing that, like you say, that happened in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And through all the work that you put in, we managed to keep those regular, and they still are continuously regular, which is amazing. It's a real testament to the work that you put in, which is great. Do you feel more confident now about how to manage your PCOS going forward?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, it's lots of small little changes that feel just easy, that they feel like, because one of the things we spoke about is this is for life, this is long term, and this is got to be managed forever, which sounds a bit daunting. And it is one of those things where you want to make sure that it's easy to do, because it's a big thing to try to manage this, but it's not a big thing. I think that's the outcome of it, is it doesn't have to be a big thing. And like we've said, it's lots of small little changes, and they just feel like part of routine. And even though I was obviously eating quite healthy before, I feel like I've stepped that up a level, and I'm feeling better than I ever did, and knowing that I'm giving my body everything it needs. So yeah, it feels really good.
Could you describe your PCOS journey in one sentence before and after the protocol?
Yeah, so before I've made some notes. I put down feeling a little bit numb of going through fertility struggles, obviously lack of cycle with no answers, but determined to be proactive. That was how I felt before it. And then afterwards is empowered and proud of myself for managing my symptoms naturally and quite quickly.
Love that. That's amazing. Yeah. And empowered is the right word. I think that is what I strive to do, is give you all the knowledge
Yeah.
and the tools to be able to manage your PCOS, not just in the moment, but in the long run. So I'm really happy to hear that. And Sophie, last question for you. If someone is on the fence about joining the PCOS Rebalance Protocol, what would you want them to know?
I think for me, the biggest thing was that changes can happen so quickly. And I think just your health and happiness is worth the investment. So that's how I see it. And there's nothing better than just getting answers. And if you're struggling with it, then just do it, because I just feel like, yeah, it's just so worth it.